Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of James Bond Bitcoin Live 0094 hashtag Cobra. So I'm sure you'll enjoy this episode. This episode, I'm actually going to go over my usual stuff that I have in the notes section. I'll go over in a little bit, but I'll also talk about some some theories I have or some idea about how to split your coins. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, and I'll do your typical fees, the mempool. I'll go over the mempool, and then I'll go over the chart analysis as well. But I'm gonna do a little overview, kind of a instructional, kind of a tutorial about how to split your coins or what I think is going to happen in order to split your coins. So I'll try to give you some idea about that. Okay, and I got some scenarios here of and I'm just kind of following what's going on or the possibilities of what might happen. So let me go over the notes section real quick. In the notes, I got a link to Bitcoin Gold, just for you people who want your free money. Also, Bitcoin Silver, and the meme to the Bitcoin Silver forum post. It's time to stop. I love that meme. I'm going to keep it on there. I'm going to keep these on here until they actually happen or they don't happen. And then Bitcoin Platinum and Bitcoin Uranium. Oh, goodness. The list of airdrops last update. It's up there. I think they update every day, but a link is there for you for those of you who would like free money falling from the sky. And then I got a link to SegWit Charts. I haven't checked it, but it's there for you guys. And then a link to CoinCodex. If you're tired of looking at all the Bitconnect banner ads, or even just looking at Bitconnect, I think they're on the 15th spot of the coin market cap. But if you're tired of looking at, looking at that, you could look at CoinCodex. They seem to be pretty good. They got SegWit 2x futures. They got Bitcoin Gold futures. It's still futures. Their mainnet is not even on yet, and so seems to have most of what you want, plus a lot of less advertising. And LivecoinWatch. If you go there, I like that as well. I like how you could do a 7-day percentage, whether it increased or decreased. So you get an idea of a weekly increase or decrease. I know the price of Bitcoin has gone down recently, but if you look on the 7-day, it's kind of gone up a lot. Okay, and then I'm going to get to the heart, the meat of the of this whole live chat, which is there may be 3 chains in November. True Bitcoiners never surrender. Authored by Cobra, co-owner of Bitcoin.org and BitcoinTalk.org. It seems like that was written on November 4th, but I'll go over that with you, and I'll go over the different scenarios as well. Also in the notes section is TREZOR statement on SegWit 2x hard fork, SatoshiLabs Innovating Bitcoin since 2013. Creators of the first Bitcoin mining pool, Slush Pool. TREZOR, the first and most secure Bitcoin wallet. And coinmap.org. That came out today. So we'll take a look at that as well. But not only did TREZOR come out with the statement, but Ledger also came out with a statement. So preparing for SegWit 2x hard fork. That's from ledger.fr for France. We'll see what they have to say. They basically kind of say the same thing, but I'll go over it in the notes, well, in the show. And then also here is, I did leave a link to Coinomi's support desk, collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinomi. I have not split my coins, my Bitcoin Gold yet, but I give you a link. If you do have Coinomi, you had, any Bitcoins on Coinomi at the time of the snapshot, which was actually October 24th. And if you happen to have anything, if you had it confirmed in the blockchain by then, uh, and you had it on your Coinomi wallet, you should be able to follow the simple instructions and get your Bitcoin Gold. And I did leave the link to what is Bitcoin and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it. That's from CoinCodex. Interesting reading. I'll leave that up there. And I'll also leave a link to James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017. It gives you a good insight of a Bitconnector, because everything, even McDonald's, is a Ponzi. So it would make sense that they're into Bitconnect. And of course, I have the meme here, hashtag yes2x62, which you're looking at right now. Then link to Bitcoin pot of gold, the pot of gold. And there's also a pot of gold donation address. It's a SegWit address, just to let you know. And please donate. And of course, I have links to Hiroja Shibe, Space Odyssey Network, and the Skive, and the Yes Firm Motivation. Please subscribe to everybody over there and watch their videos. All right, so let's go see who's in the chat. Crypto Kerbit, hashtag Node2X. Maybe. Doesn't seem like it. I think there's about 10 days, maybe 9 days. Richie Rich, hello to you as well. Yes. Let me see. What else do I have in the notes section? I should have a video as well. Let me see here. Oh, yes. I'm sorry about that. I have a video. Of course, I always add a video in the notes section. Gives you an overall theme of what I'm going to talk about. The video is Cobra's Economic Recovery Plan. It sounds very similar to the blog of let me see here. The blog that came out. There may be 3 chains in November. True Bitcoiners will never surrender. Written by Cobra. That and the video, Cobra's Economic Recovery Plan. They kind of have some similarities. I think you'll enjoy that video. I know I did when I went to go look for a little video for this video. Anyways, Carlos, what's up? So, anyways, thank you guys for joining the chat. I try to make this very entertaining and informative as much as I can. So let's go on to the meme, shall we? Which shouldn't be too hard. Proof of work change. POWC. That's what that stands for. Hashtag yes2x. So if you're wondering what this nonsense is all about, I'll go over it in just a moment here. Let's go on to my little plugin here. Bitcoin pot of gold. So please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Make it fun for everybody. Plus, make me filthy rich when I separate all the split coins. I'll leave the Bitcoin in there, but I'll take the SegWit 2x, the Bitcoin Gold. I'm too late for the cash and any other future hard forks. Just kidding. Anyways, QR code with the arrow is the donation address. It is a SegWit address. The QR code on the right is the encrypted private key. If you can figure out the code or the passphrase. Everything in there is yours right now. I think it dropped below $30 because the price did drop today. So I do need someone to donate it to get it up to $30. And I'll give you the clue to the third word of the 24-word recovery seed. So there's two ways to win it. I'll give you the clues to the recovery seed, the 24-word recovery seed, and you can kind of figure that out. Or you can just try to figure out the passcode. Up to you. Anyways, as people donate into it, it should be fun. What's up, dual overhead camness and chase that coin? Chase that coin. You might enjoy this episode because I'm gonna kind of give you some idea of how to split your SegWit 2x tokens, your coins. And the QR code on the bottom is a link to Yellow Fever for You, to his channel. He gave me this idea, so I'm running with it. Thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right, so let's go on to the meat of the situation. This is from Cobra. Yes, Cobra. And so, co-owner of Bitcoin.org and BitcoinTalk.org, November 4th. It was written November 4th. So there may be 3 chains in November. True Bitcoiners will never surrender. Never give up. Never surrender. I don't know what if you remember what movie that's from. Anyways, wow. I just talked about, I've been talking about this for a while, and it looks like somebody is coming up with at least a similar conclusion or a possible conclusion. And so if you read this, it talks about the possibility of a, a third chain coming up. So not only will you get SegWit 2x coin, so not only are you ready for the SegWit 2x coin, which then you'll have a legacy coin, but if the signers, at least a majority of them, at least 80% of the hashing power, does decide to jump chain, to jump ship, and mine the SegWit 2x, the B2x chain, and leaving about 20% on the legacy chain. I did some calculations. It for every block, all right, for every block on the legacy chain, it would literally take, let me see, I think it would take a day to mine one block. No, it would take 1 hour, about 1 hour to mine one block. And so you would have 24 blocks in one day, while the other chain, and I'm just averaging it out, 10 minutes versus 60 minutes. So the other chain with the most hashing power would have 144 blocks. I kind of calculate that to be 5 days behind. So literally every day you would be 5 days behind. The next day you would be 10 days behind. And the day after that, you'd be 15, then 20. I mean, it would just add up every day how far you would be behind. And so I think the thinking is, if that's the case, and the legacy chain gets a heart attack, there would be another hard fork, another, probably a proof of work change as well. So you couldn't be attacked for whatever reason. You couldn't have miners jumping on the chain. Even if you did hard fork and change the difficulty or adjusted the difficulty, miners would come back and just mine the crap out of it until the difficulty rised up again and then became unprofitable mine. Then they would just jump ship again. All this jumping ship is what would happen for the most part. And so that's not good. Anyways, check it out. Go ahead and read it for yourself. It pretty much, the title says it all, everyone. The title says it all. Now, this is just a worst case scenario. I guess it's just a way to let the community know that this could be a possibility, and everyone should be aware of it. Not that it will happen or not that it won't happen, but please, this is a possibility. Until the actual forks happen, we don't know what's going to happen. But at least you might have a better idea what it is, and so you could prepare yourself. So let's go on to the next thing here. And here you go. Please report to your nearest Cobra Enlistment Center, ASAP. So enjoy this little lovely picture here. So Cobra needs your help. The Cobra needs your help, everyone. So please report to your nearest Cobra Enlistment Center, ASAP. All right. I actually like this picture. I don't even know if it's a toy or if it's real. I mean, because I'm looking at the detail on this and it looks like it's real, made to look like a toy. The rifle looks like a piston bulk carrier. Not quite an AK, but some kind of AK variant. At least piston bulk carrier. I know that much. I don't know what exactly it is. It has a nice little grenade launcher. Anyways, there you go. Recruitment by toysareevil.net. Excellent. Right, let me move on here. Okay, so here's a statement from TREZOR. Okay, TREZOR statement on SegWit 2x hard fork. Looks like they're going to support both chains. Hello, Hiroja Shaib, Space Odyssey Network. How you doing? So TREZOR is going to support both chains. Now, here's the thing. Let me see if I could find it here. Let's see here. So TREZOR device supports both Bitcoin and B2X. So here's the thing. If you have no interest in B2X, like if you only care about Bitcoin, guess what? Just use your Bitcoin as normally. If you only care about B2X, all right, same thing. Just use your B2X as you would normally. But if you want both Bitcoin and B2X, please follow the guide below to split the coins correctly. Note that this process is manual and is without any warranties due to the lack of replay protection. So you're like, all right, let's see what's going on. Let's see. And then you get here and here here you go. Guide to manual B2X coin splitting. Coming soon. So you're like, oh, okay. Strange. So what do you have to do? Well, I'm going to try to explain to it a little bit later. I'm going to actually do a little manual, or not a manual, but overview, a tutorial. Try to, at least the way I understand it, and hopefully you guys can understand it as well, so you guys have a better understanding. So let's go on to the next one. You can read the rest of this if you want, but so far, nothing. We have to wait. And the reason why, here's the reason why it's coming soon, because you can't split your coins until there's an actual hard fork, first of all, since there is no replay protection. Second, you can't split your coins until after the fork, because you're going to have to acquire tainted coins. All right. And that's only going to happen after the fork. All right. It's not going to happen before the fork. And I think there's two ways of getting tainted coins, and I'll explain that to you a little bit later. So, oh, am I back? I'm back, but I think I got one more. Okay, so this is from Ledger. Okay, Ledger also came out with a statement, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to support both coins as well. And they're kind of explaining to you, preparing for the SegWit 2x hard fork. Tint coins or tainted coins? How about titted coins? And so let's see here. And they basically say the same thing as well. Let me see. Actions to take for all users. Everyone should, first of all, buy a ledger. That's the first action that everyone should take. Everyone should buy a ledger, either a Nano, Nano S, or Blue. Doesn't matter. Just buy a ledger. That's the first action you should take, and then update your hardware wallet. Then actions to take if you hold any Bitcoins. All right. I'm not going to read that too much into it. Basically, they're saying the same thing. If you want Bitcoins and you don't care about the Bitcoin 2x, then just use your Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. But if you care about your Bitcoin 2x, then just use your Bitcoin 2x. But if you care about both of them and you want to split them and you want both sides of the chain, all right, let me see here. They have a few options here. They kind of describe it a little bit more. Let me see. Preliminary coin splitting process descriptions. They have, let me see how they say, command line and web interface to use with your ledger. It'll be non-automated and recommended for advanced users. Again, it's not automatic. It's not like Bitcoin Cash where you just upload it and poof, there it was. You're going to actually have to do something. And again, I think it's because you need tainted coins, and you won't get tainted coins until after the hard fork. So that's what needs to happen. First of all, the hard fork needs to happen. Now, the fact that they're writing this, Ledger and Nano, the fact that they're putting this out there tells me that there's probably a really good, high likely chance that the hard fork will happen. All right. They're getting ready. They're getting prepped. They're doing a lot of work to get this done. So let me see here. Let me get back to this here. Okay. So how are you going to taint your coins? Okay. Well, there's one way I found out was that you wait until after the hard fork and you get mined coins, or you get new coins that are mined, okay, off of each chain. Now, the drawback, as far as I can see, is that if the miners do what they actually said they were going to do in the New York agreement, which is 80%, at least 80% go to SegWit 2x, that means that you're going to get SegWit 2x coins mined first before regular Bitcoins gets mined, because I think it'll take literally 1 hour for one block. So let me see. How did I calculate that? Let's see here. Let me do the calculations here. So it takes 10 minutes. So average time is 10 minutes to make a block. And I'm using that on the SegWit 2x chain. So 10 minutes to make a block. So you got 6 blocks in 1 hour. So 10 times 6 is 60 minutes. 60 minutes is 1 hour. So you got 6 blocks, right? Times 24 hours. That's 144 blocks a day. So if I took the remaining hashing power, whatever's left on the legacy chain, and I just estimated 1 block per hour, and if you're wondering how I came up with that, Let me see. 10 divided by 0.2, which I think is 20%, is 50 minutes. I just rounded it up to 60 just to make it easy. 60 minutes. All right. Technically, on the SegWit 2x side, 10 minutes divided by 0.8, which is 80% of the hashing power, should actually take 12.5 minutes. But I'm just going to round it down just for simplicity. And so if you think about 24, okay, you're going to get 24 blocks in one day. 24 blocks in one day. And so if you take 24, 144 minus 24, that's 120 blocks difference. So the first day, right off the bat, you're going to be behind 120 blocks. Now, 120 blocks divided by 24, because that's how many blocks you're going to be mining on a day on the legacy chain, if the hashing power, if there's not enough hashing power there with the difficulty remaining the same for about, I think, 2 weeks, okay, you're going to be 5 days behind. Or you need 5 days to catch up to the SegWit 2x chain, all right? So just getting blocks, newly mined blocks, is going to be very difficult on the SegWit 2x chain. And then on top of that, getting new blocks, all right? Now that's just on the first day. On the second day, you'll be another 5 days behind. So now you're 10 days behind on the second day, then 15, then 20, you know, as the days go on. So it's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough. That's why I wrote this article, in my opinion. This is why Cobra wrote this. There may be 3 chains in November. True Bitcoiners will never surrender. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that's the first thing. So after, okay, so the way you split your coins, you're able to get some newly mined coins. But the problem is, if you're on SegWit, if you're on Bitcoin Legacy chain, it's going to be really slow. So the quicker way to split your coins is using SegWit 2x coins that are newly minted, right? Getting newly minted SegWit coins, SegWit 2x coins, and then tainting your addresses, which have Bitcoins in them, tainting them with SegWit 2x coins. So that's one way to do it. And then you're tainting that. And so they're now SegWit compatible or SegWit movable, I guess. I wouldn't move them just yet. It would take a long time for your Bitcoins to be confirmed. But if you did that, then you could sweep with your Bitcoin on the Bitcoin chain and just have to wait a very long time. So that's the first scenario. The second scenario, or the second way of splitting your coins, is what I would call time locking. Now, I've heard time locking was a way to split your coins, but I didn't understand how and what way until today. All right. So how does time locking help you split your coins? Well, remember when I said it takes 5 days to catch up for 1 day of SegWit 2x blockchain? So 144 blocks are being mined on the SegWit 2x chain. 24 are being mined on the legacy chain. So let's just go real quick and I'll try to explain it to you. And I'm going to go to Coinbin to show you what I'm talking about. All right. So first of all, let me make a new address. All right. I'm just going to make a new address. I'll even show you the private key. There you go. So I'm going to show you the private key. So I just generated a new address, public key, and private key. Now this is in a compressed, all right? This is compressed private key, all right? Doesn't matter. It can be uncompressed, but easier if it's compressed because it works with, just works a lot easier. Anyways, here is the option for time locked address. All right, so I'm gonna go into here, and you're gonna need your public key. Now your public key, not your address, but your public key, which is this thing right here. It says public key share. So I'm gonna copy and paste that to the time locked address, right? And instead of entering a time and date, you enter a block height. All right, you enter block height. So let me see here. What day is, or what's the block height of when it's supposed to come out? Let me see. So the hard fork is supposed to happen on block height 494784. So that's when the actual split is about to take place. So let me see, 494784. And let me just do some simple calculations. 494784, I think. I'll just read 494784. Okay. And let's just say I want to be 5 days behind. I hope. Well, I don't want to be 5 days behind, but based on the numbers that I provided earlier, I'm just going to add 120 more blocks, and I'll be 5 days behind from the SegWit blockchain and the legacy chain. So plus 120. And I'll be 5 days behind from that block. So the block number would be 494904. So I put a block height number in here. So this is a time locked address, all right? Now the thing is, you don't have to do all your Bitcoins. You just have to do a small amount, because when you do a time locked address, you're creating coins, all right? You're creating tainted coins on both chains, believe it or not. You're creating a tainted coin that's unique and only available at that time, at that particular block height on the SegWit 2x chain first. So you'll have tainted SegWit 2x chains before you get your tainted legacy chains, if that makes sense. So hopefully I'm making sense here. I'll try to explain it just a little bit better, but let me go ahead and just do this. All right, and then there you go. You have an address, and then you have a redeem script. And if you know how to do this, you just take your redeem script, use, this is also SegWit, this is also a Bitcoin sender. So you take your redeem script and you load it. If you put the address in there, it won't load. But the address shows up right here. Address shows up right here. And so there's no Bitcoins, of course. There's nothing in there. But what you want to do is you want to put a fractional amount in here. And remember, this is a time-locked address, all right, based on the block height. So what's going to happen is this won't be available until this block height. And so here I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to go into some diagrams here. I'm going to draw this out for you, and hopefully this will help. Okay, so now I'm going to draw this out for you and try to explain this as best as I can, all right? Let's see here. All right, so here's the blockchain, and here's the split right here and split right here. All right. Now, let's say this is the block from my new time lock address. Okay, right here. And I put it in for that block height. What was the block height? 494,904. Goodness. 494,904. So that's the block height in which I set it. Okay. And so when the split happens, all right, now I'm just talking about the new time lock address and how you make tainted coins on both chains. You're going to have, let's see here, let's say right here and right here, that is 494,904. So that's the block height at some point. Okay. The problem is, right? Well, let's label these coins. This is B2X. This is B. I'm sorry. Let me erase that. B1X. Okay, I'm just labeling it. Let's just say B1X is Bitcoin and B2X is the SegWit 2X. Okay, and so the problem is you got blocks being made every 10 minutes, and so this is going to go a lot faster. This is going to go a lot faster. 10 minutes. 10 minutes versus your regular blocks, all right, being on this side. Let's say 60 minutes. So what's going to happen is you're going to hit this block before you hit this block. And so when it becomes available, which is sooner than later, it'll happen one day. This will happen in 5 days, or it'll take 5 days. So if I'm correct on this, this should take 24 hours. Or let me see here. Just put 1 day. Sorry about that. Let me erase that. So 1 day, 5 days. So that's the difference, 1 day and 5 days, according to my calculation. So if I'm off on this, let me know, write in the notes sections, whatever you want. So on the first day, if there is a SegWit wallet, or maybe there isn't, there's just wallets, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to end up getting different coins here. Let me see here. I'll just draw this in red. So what happens is, or new address. And then on the 5th day, on the Bitcoin blockchain, you should also get a new address as well. And then effectively what you've done is you tainted the coins. Taint. So you tainted the coins. And so they have a new address. You effectively split tainted coins, and from there you should be able to send any one of those coins to any one of these addresses, and then you've tainted your wallets, and they won't be compatible on the other chain because they've been mined. They've been mined on different chains at different times, and that's how you taint your coins in a new time lock address. I hope that makes sense. So that's the thinking behind tainting your coins on a new time locked address. The other option is you buy mine coins. These mine coins here, you can buy these mine coins as they are mined, and you can taint your wallets that way too. But it's going to take a lot longer to mine Bitcoin with a lot less hashing power with the same difficulty for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So 144 blocks per day. It may actually take, it takes longer. It's about 2,000 blocks. Let me see how many blocks it takes. Okay. 144 times, let me see, 14. So 2,016 blocks. It should readjust because supposedly it's 2 weeks, every 2,000 blocks or so, I'm thinking. So if it's 2,000 blocks, it's going to take a long time to adjust on the Bitcoin legacy chain, literally. Remember, you're adding 5 days every day. That's a lot. That's a lot. 5 days every day. 120. Let me see. 120 times 14. 1,680 block difference. Wow, that's going to be, and that's 5 blocks. I don't know if maybe I'm miscalculating that. Times 5 days. Wow, that's a death spiral. I think that's a death spiral. I'm not sure. But yeah, it would take a long time to readjust. If I'm wrong, please leave a comment in the note section. Either way, what I'm trying to say is the Bitcoin legacy chain will take a very long time to readjust. That's why they need to do a proof of work change or a difficulty change. A B2X, that's the assumption that the miners are going to move to Bitcoin SegWit 2X. So anyways, hope I didn't scare you off. But if you wanted to create your own tainted coins, this is how you would do it. Okay. So you don't have to wait for, well, either way, you have to wait for mines to be, blocks to be mined. So that's the only problem with this whole scenario is you have to wait for mines, blocks to be mined, and that may never happen. That's the scary part. This may never happen. And so the fact that this guy, I don't know who Cobra is, but if you read this Medium post, you know, you'll understand why he's writing it and why he's trying to let everybody know. He talks about black swan events. I don't think, he's saying this because he's trying to be scary or cover his bases. I think there's a real good possibility a black swan event may happen. Okay, it may happen. So, but I did want to talk about how you could profit from this or have a game theory about this. Okay, so because Bitcoin 2x coins are going to be mined a lot faster, you're going to have the availability of having your B2X coin, all right, separated or split first. So you're going to be able to trade your B2X coins. And I think that's the reason why you see the price dumping. Matter of fact, what I think is going to happen is you've seen the price go up, and it may go up higher, but before the hard fork happens, to ensure. Okay, so there's the mining part. One chain will not survive, most likely. Okay, that's just I'm just going to say it. One chain will not survive, most likely. Secondly, okay, if you want to transfer value from one chain to another, here's what I think is happening. Okay, and I'll get into well, I'll just say it. Um, Before the hard fork happens, there will be a huge dump, because right now you have access to both coins, which are, well, if you have Bitcoin, you actually have both these coins, B2X and B1X. All right, you have, that's what they are essentially. And so when the price is at its high right now, so to extract the most value from it, you need to dump your coins before the hard fork. So you need to dump your coins before the hard fork to get the most value from it. Now, after the hard fork, there's going to be B1X and a B2X, right? There's supposedly the exchanges are going to take a snapshot, maybe have something going on. You're going to be locked. You will be locked in those exchanges. I don't know how long, but I have a feeling it's going to be a long time. Especially with the B1X coin, you're going to be locked. Not because there's no replay, but because the blocks are being mined so slowly, you'll be in unconfirmed for a very long time. Okay, the mempool will be just stacked like crazy. All right, and also um, there is no replay protection, so you'll be stuck on that exchange. So you're gonna you see a lot of people dump their coins to get the most value, and then if I was a SegWit 2x supporter, I would dump the coins right now because I know that's the most value I'm going to get. Then I'm going to buy B2X tokens, B2X coins, as much as I can. And I'll go over, this is where I'm going to go over the mempool here. So let's go over the mempool real quick. Bitcoin. Got them in caps. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Let's see if it goes onto it. There you go. Bitcoinfees.earn.com. Used to be 21.co. All right, so let's take a look at the fees here, where they are on average. So average fastest and cheapest transaction fee, 300 satoshis per byte on I think one output, two inputs, 226 bytes of 67,800 satoshis. So I think that's a little exaggerated, but the mempool has gone up, so I'm going to anticipate that the fees are going to go up as well. But I think anywhere from, let me see here, from 130, if time's not an issue, 130 in the low range to 200 would probably be a good satoshis per byte fee. All right. If you're looking for something faster, probably 200 to probably up to 300. 300 will definitely get you there, but you're probably paying $3, $4, maybe $5 fees, depending on how many outputs and inputs you have. So, but that's the range. All right. All right. So let's go on to the mempool here. Let's take a look at the mempool real quick. All right, so it's gone up, and I anticipate the mempool to get filled as we get closer and closer to the hard fork, because what that's going to do is going to cause a lot of backlog. And remember, the point of this hard fork is to kill one chain. It's to kill off one chain for the other to survive. So if the hashing power migrates over to SegWit 2x chain, it would like I said, 5 days. You would be behind Bitcoin legacy chain would be behind 5 days, and that's on the first day. On the second day, you have to double that because it'd be catching up on 5 days plus another 5 days behind. All right, so that's just my estimate. Maybe I'm wrong. If you think otherwise, please leave a comment. Tell me whether I'm right or I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. Hello, DD8209. Yeah, you have to stick around for that drawing. Anyways, the mempool is going to get spammed. All right, it's going to get spammed. Plus, the 2x chain will have a double capacity, so they can eat up all those transactions with the larger block size. And I think that's also the plan, to spam the network before the hard fork, split, and then effectively go to an 8 megabyte, block. So they're going to eat all that up. And that's been proven with Bitcoin Cash. When Bitcoin Cash was spammed, it absorbed all those transactions very quickly. And so it's going to be about a 10-minute. It's going to stay about 10 minutes with the larger block size. So there you go. Okay. It's going to increase. Right now, it's at 25,637 transactions in the mempool. It's going to continue. It's going to oscillate up and down, but right when you get up to the hard fork, it's going to just max out like crazy. Actually making a block right now. Let's go on to the chart analysis real quick. All right. So we're back above 7,000, which isn't too bad. I don't think that's bad at all. I don't expect it to crash until we get very close, right before the hard fork, like literally right before the hard fork. Let's take a look at where it is. So it's almost to the point where it's going back above that trend line right here, which I got around 6,800. Let's see what the low was today. The low was 69.22 and 10 cents. I'm on Bitstamp. This is a weekly chart, and I just drew the simple line that I always draw right here, as you can see. And I don't think it'll go below that line, not until after the hard fork, at least for Bitcoin, not Bitcoin 2x coin, which they'll rename after the chain. After one chain dies off, they'll rename it Bitcoin probably. And so here it is. I think it's staying above that trend line, and it'll stay above that trend line until after the hard fork, again, after the hard fork. So let's see. Let's take a quick look on the hourly. It's pretty close. It didn't go below this trend line. It didn't go below this trend line. I don't expect it to until after the hard fork, but it'll probably go around it or be around it. Who knows? Maybe they all cashed out and they're waiting. They're literally waiting, because if you think about, if you wanted to kill the chain, if you wanted to kill off the chain, replace the developers, and then not only that, but hijack the economy as well, 7,500 was probably a really good price to dump all your coins in order to transfer that value into the SegWit 2x coin. Okay. And then after the SegWit 2x coin is all bought up, probably a good chance that more people are going to dump more money into the SegWit 2x coin because the miners, okay, the miners want that. You got to keep in mind, this is a miner-induced hard fork. The miners want to mine on the most profitable coin, and that's what they plan on doing. So they're dumping because we're at an all-time high. They're planning to transfer that money after the hard fork into the new chain so they can mine the new chain. And they want to mine the most profitable chain. All right. So I'm getting you all ready. Now you could play the game too, or you could counteract. All right. You can counteract that. Or if you know that that's going to happen, you can play on that. You can essentially do the same. And then when the hard fork happens, you won't have any coins. So you'll be stuck. So what you can do is you can just wait until the hard fork happens. Your SegWit chain and your SegWit tainted coins will be available before your Bitcoin tainted coins. Taint your wallets with the SegWit 2x coins, and they should not be replayable on the other chain. Plus, the other chain will be so slow, I doubt that there will be any replay if you do it right. That's just my opinion. But again, the legacy chain will be so slow, it may not be, it may not even do anything. But once you taint, you don't have to taint your wallet with, or your address with Bitcoin legacy tainted coins. You could taint it with SegWit legacy coins, and they should work just fine. The only thing you'll be able to move is your SegWit coins. You'll be able to trade off your SegWit coins. So to counterbalance or to counteract that, you're gonna have to move your SegWit coins onto the exchange after the hard fork, redump those after it's being pumped to take back the value of Bitcoin, and then buy the Bitcoin, leave it on the exchanges. So you're going to be stuck on the exchanges for a while, and then wait for whatever hard fork, whatever proof of work change. Just wait it out for the difficulty to reduce. The question remains is, are there going to be hostile attacks? Okay, are the miners going to migrate back, pump up the difficulty, respam it, and then jump off again? That's the question that you gotta be wondering after that. But if you're going to be on the exchanges, you're going to be stuck on the exchanges. Just to let you know, you're literally going to be stuck there. If you're trying to pump up Bitcoin, if you're pumping up SegWit 2x, they could just buy back in and just leave. If they do that, that's the time you go in and with your SegWit 2x coin and dump. So this is a battle. This is a fight. What can I say? Let me see here. Let me go on to 12-hour just to pull back a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of turning a little bit, but it's still bullish on 12-hour. A slight $500 pullback, or 400, more like a $300 pullback. It's not a big deal. And then the 1 day, it has not even broken this short-term average, moving average. It's weighted, but it hasn't even gone below that yet. It's touched it, and it's kind of bouncing off of it. Let's see on the 3-day what it looks like. 3-day looks like it's just hovering over this trend line. It's not, the candlestick itself is neither here or there. It's just a red candlestick, which I kind of did expect to pull back a little bit, but it's still a bullish trend. Still a bullish trend. Still a bullish trend. Worst case scenario, it could drop around what 60, 6100, 6200, somewhere around here on this simple moving average. There is a large gap here on the weekly. That's the only thing I'm scared about. But that gives you an idea of maybe some support. All right. So there you go. Here's a take a look at this one more time. Sorry if you just came in and you didn't understand this. I'm sure you'll go back to it and kind of figure out what the playbook here. This is like a man. This is better than playing football or basketball or baseball. I mean, this is a whole different kind of planning that you have to do. Whole another game theory. Let me see here. And then let me just take you to the original meme here. All right, so there you go. Proof of work change. POC. Hashtag yes2x. Cobra needs your help. Cobra needs your help. All right. Please report to your nearest Cobra enlistment center as soon as possible. All right. All hands on deck. This is what it is. All hands on deck, everybody. If you believe in the original chain, you're gonna have to do some battling. You're gonna have to do some fighting. There's no way out of this one. It's do or die, and I'm kind of serious about it. It is really do or die for you guys, and for me too. But again, as an end user, it doesn't matter because I will get both coins. I'm pretty confident enough, and again, I will do a tutorial when the SegWit 2x does happen. I will try to split my tokens. I will taint my tokens, or I will taint the tokens. I will taint my coins, and then I will also taint my other addresses, combine them, and it's basically a network effect. The only problem is it's unfortunate that SegWit 2x, with all the hashing power, they have a slight advantage in that, well, it's not a, it could be an advantage and it could be a disadvantage. Like if you're able to separate your SegWit 2x coins, that gives you the opportunity to dump after the hard fork, after they pump up the price. All right. So, and then if your Bitcoins take too long, it's hard to dump your Bitcoins. So having a first mover advantage in a hard fork may not be the best scenario because people will have access to SegWit 2x coins. That means they'll have access to send them to the exchanges and dump them after they've been pumped. And then they'll have you'll have a second strike to recover your money back into the coin that you want, which I would assume most users want it on Bitcoin, but who knows? We'll have to see how things work out. Right now, anything's possible. Anyways, this concludes this episode. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. DD8209, Richie Rich, Carlos, Dual Overhead Camness, Heroja, Shibe, Space Odyssey Network. Chase that coin. I'm glad you're here. And Crypto Kerbit. Well, good luck to all of you. I wish you all the best. And hopefully you don't lose any of your coins. So please like, dislike, leave a comment, or leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.